Welcome one and all. My name is Hunter and this is Casual Talk. So today we're gonna discuss the fact that I'm a little bit of course you read the title, you're not stupid enough, or perhaps you are. Today I'm gonna be telling something that perhaps I never expected that I would be saying, but you'll see my reasoning. So relationships are overrated. And what do I mean by that? Let's take a journey in the past, and specifically in my past, because how the fuck can I know what's your experience with this shit? You see, if you're a loser and a loner like me, and we're stuck with getting denied by literally every girl that you liked ever in your life, then you kind of get to this point where the meaning of having a relationship, the meaning of having a person who likes you is just, so much more valuable to you than it is to others. It means so much more to you at that point because you've tried so many times, you've failed so many times, and it just hurt so many times. Oh, Hunter, you're fucking crying, baby. Aren't you gonna fucking listen to me or what? I still don't get how I managed to get rejected so many times. It just doesn't make sense, I think I was stupid. And so, yeah, if you've been there at this point, you just kind of give up and you have this miserable life, let's say. But what I'm trying to say with that is not that you just give up on everything. You constantly have this thought in the back of your head that, yeah, perhaps some things are not going right. Maybe you are not handsome, maybe you're not smart, maybe you're not attractive at all. Like, there are many, many different things that can change. How can you be perceived by people, whether you're like good looking, athletic, and so on. Personally, I kind of didn't, blame myself that much for it because I knew one weakness of mine that kind of dawned on me once I started thinking about it. And that was the fact that I just loved sitting in my home and playing games. And I wasn't a person to go out at all. Like, I didn't like going outside. There was nothing for me to do, especially in a big city. I didn't like shopping malls. I didn't like, going to some fuck knows what club like places. I just wanted to sit home and, play games with my friends. It was my circle, let's say, and I felt okay with it. But of course, as we all are, we over exaggerate our problems. You go through this time in your life, one way or another, where you feel depressed would be too harsh, but just sad in general. You would feel like there's something missing, as if there was something going wrong and I couldn't change it. Like, I played games and that distracted me, but every time I wasn't playing games or, wasn't doing something that was entertaining for me, it was kind of a bad mood for me, and I always didn't know what it was. And with all these rejections and, liking somebody and them not liking you at all and stuff like that, you come to a point where you start realizing, let's say, that you are sad because you don't have a relationship, you don't have a girlfriend. The thing is that you start blaming, general bad mood that you have on the fact that you don't have a relationship, and you start thinking that if you have a relationship it will be all fine, and when this point hits, well, yeah, you're kind of fucked. So I was like that for a very long time. I was pretty sure that if I had a person who cared for me, if I had a person who loved me, if all these things, I'm not going to go into detail, then all of these problems that I have would fade away, because when I looked at it, generally everything other than that was fine. My classes were going good, I was playing games quite often, and I was just overall happy with myself, apart from, these times when I'm caught in the void, let's say, where I'm just unhappy. So it was simple to blame it on not being loved, which is, again, an overreaction, with all honesty, when I think back to it. And now that I am in a relationship, and wow, if you didn't at all know, let me tell you a secret, it doesn't fix shit. Matter of fact, if you build up to the point that you suspect that all your problems are going to be cured by having somebody that loves you, well, it's going to even get worse after a while. So let me break down the cycle for you in a short manner. You start your relationship. First week is just amazing. You've never felt more alive, more happy in your life before. Now you suddenly feel so much more valuable, like everything you did is right and shit like that. And the first month overall generally goes okay, it's keeping that high mood almost every day, and you constantly want to, be with your girlfriend or hug her or something like that, and you're just in that hyped mood, let's say. And then that month passes by, and the things that, were so hyped start becoming regular to you slowly and slowly. So the thing that is changing essentially is that you're just not spending too much time being happy anymore, because I mean there's a limit. You can't get so excited or so happy for something. And once you start just putting that into your everyday schedule, let's say, and it doesn't become this thing that just occupies your entire day, you are left with these problems again. After the second month, it becomes normal. At least it did for me. And once time passes, you still, have these times when you're sad or something is not good and you have a bad mood. And the reason why you're sad again is actually the same reason you were sad before, but you just don't know it. And now that you have a relationship, the moment you get into that trouble area once again, when you feel sad again, you just realize that after all, the sadness that you thought would go away is actually not related to the relationship. I'm not saying that it doesn't help at all. See, get this straight. If you are just really bad just because you don't have somebody that likes you, or you're generally looking for that special someone, then yeah, those problems are going to be fixed. What I'm trying to say is that it is very likely that there's a misconception here, and the reason you are sad is not because you need somebody else. It's just a thing that you haven't tried out yet, and automatically, because it's a thing that you haven't tried out, haven't experienced, you start believing that this is the thing that can change all of them. I mean, logically, it makes sense for you to be happier once a person cares for you. And you start thinking that it's going to solve all of the problems. Well, and here's the thing. If you really have an issue with yourself and with your general mood, once you're going to have this relationship, as I said, it's going to save you some time, but not fully. And when those problems come back, it's a little harder this time, because there is no easy way out. You see, that relationship, having somebody that loves you and loving someone, was an easy way out. Now that you don't have the easy way out, you really have to just dive deep and understand why you're sad. But at least there is now somebody that can help you figure these things out, given that you, of course, are secure enough, let's say, to just share what you're feeling, like your thoughts, your deep secrets, or whatever is bothering you. And people don't get that. It's easy to assume that, oh, you're in a relationship, you're happy, and especially if your relationship is long term and you guys are happy together, that you just should be happy overall. Yes, it makes sense, and there is a part of life that is much better when you are in a relationship. From a personal perspective, I will just gladly say that yes, it helps me out, but it doesn't make me generally happy. It doesn't mean that I still don't have these times where I'm really just this kid who has nothing to do in his life but play games, because he is not comfortable with being outside, generally doesn't like it, let's say, more than not comfortable. And it doesn't go away like that. It just, don't expect a miracle from it. So essentially, the change comes from yourself. You have to focus on this. You have to spend your time to understand yourself and fix it. But what I want to say regarding the overrated part is I really hate, these assumptions that, oh, you have a relationship, you're happy, end of the story. I really, really hate this. It's the same as saying, wow, you have skins in CSGO, so you must be playing like simple. Just what the fuck, man? Just, it doesn't mean that you're just gonna be happy overall, happy with yourself. Same goes for being rich, but I can't talk about that. The point of this video overall, and why I'm saying that all relationships are overrated, just if you're in a state where you've been rejected for a long while and you feel, generally bad, and who the fuck is texting me, and this overall bad mood of yours, you just blame it on the fact that you don't have a relationship and constantly tell yourself or are told by the others that it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be much better or fixed fully once you have a relationship, and you start just going crazy about it and always thinking that, yeah, it's gonna be working out for me if I have a relationship, that's the only problem, then you're in for a bad ride. You're in for a surprise that you're not gonna like. Just keep that in mind in your life. Just focus on yourself. Relationships are good and all of that, but unless you as a person sort of things with yourself, don't expect a relationship to sort them for you right away. And besides, don't forget the most important thing: a relationship is not just all easy peasy. You have to work. You have to show the other party, let's say, that you care for them. Sometimes it means helping them out when they are in need. It means caring for them as much as perhaps you do for yourself. It is effort. It is daily effort. And if you haven't figured shit about yourself yet, giving that effort to somebody else while you yourself still need it is gonna be really tough. So just keep that in mind. With all this negativity said, I really don't want to end this on a bad note, but it's just the truth. It sounds horrible, let's say. It sounds like there's nothing good about it, but then again, I feel like there is this understanding, or at least I had this understanding when I was, being ditched all the time, that this would be this magical thing, like a magical pill that would cure everything, and it is not. I'm gonna end this on a good note, and that is, having a good relationship is just a perfect thing, because you imagine having a friend who is just there for the whole ride of your life. And of course, when I say a friend, I mean somebody that you love, but essentially it's like a team play. It's more of having a friendship than just, I'm passionate about this person, or wow, she has a hot body. If you go for that and there's no character behind it, then rest in peace, my guy. You just fell in for a ride of spikes and slopes. So there is a lot of beauty in a relationship, especially in one where you're really understanding and really, know how to treat each other right. I hope, that was something entertaining, despite the fact that it's not the usual comic routine that my casual talk takes. But I promise I have something more interesting after this. I just wanted to get my thoughts on this because, generally I've been talking to some people that shared this idea with me, and I was like, yeah, but. So yeah, guys, I wish you all a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my future videos. Goodbye.